Welcome back, everyone. Big moves across the markets today after a U.S.-Japan trade deal and the latest earnings reports from Tesla as well as Google. Karina Mitchell has the story from New York.
The other company reporting from the Mag 7 was Tesla. Ahead of this, analysts have been warning expect the biggest drop in revenue from this company in about a decade. Not news that the company wanted to hear. You know, the stock has been on a real roller coaster ride all year long. A lot of that tied to CEO Elon Musk's involvement with politics, the White House, and Donald Trump. So much so that it exacerbated flagging sales, and it's actually lost its position as its biggest EV maker in the world to Chinese rival BYD.
Okay, for more now on Tesla's latest earnings report, we're joined by Matthew Maley, the Chief Market Strategist at Miller Tabak Co. Matthew, good to see you again. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, given the fact that Elon Musk was so focused on his controversial task working for Donald Trump and the other external pressures, many saw Tesla's results coming. Walk us through your take on Tesla's news today and Musk's efforts after hours to kind of polish this rough finish.
Yeah, Sean, I think he did a relatively good job, as he usually does. And I think he's distanced himself to at least to a certain degree from President Trump, and that should help as well. And as you mentioned, a lot of this stuff, a lot of the disappointment was somewhat expected. But now you have to, we kind of go back to the what do we believe and what we don't believe. I mean, Elon Musk has spent a lot of time giving a lot of promises in the past, and this time around, the guidance was pretty sparse. When are they going to really ramp up on the on the robo taxis? Not much in the specifics there. They're going to pull back a little bit on the affordable cars, these affordable cars, so they can ramp up production and get these existing cars sold before the tax credit goes away.
Right.
And there's just a lot of uncertainty out there, so it doesn't surprise me the stock's down and after trading.
I want to talk more about the elimination of this tax break in the United States for people buying EVs, because that obviously doesn't bode well for the future. But Tesla's deliveries falling roughly 13.5% year over year. Talk about more what's driving the slowdown, because it's a lot more than gesturing on stage with a chainsaw.
Yeah, well, a couple different things. Number one, the competition is getting better, and obviously they have these tough sales in China, in Europe. We have much more competition building up there, with China starting to sell cars over there, or going to be selling cars in the future. So that's a problem. And I hate to say it, but the EV market, although it's still growing, is not growing anywhere near as much as it was 2022 and 2023. It grew by 50%. Last year by 7%. So we don't have that kind of growth either. So if we're looking at just an automobile company, we got some issues there. You've got to look at this more of an AI robotics company if you want to be paying these exorbitant prices.
Let's talk more about this competition, because margins, as you mentioned, are shrinking significantly. So how much of that is due to ongoing price cuts and global tariffs? Now, Tesla is still making a profit, but so is BYD, and BYD is now the largest EV manufacturer globally.
Yeah, and I mean, and again, is how much of a problem is this? It was the first company to make any money, and these are the only two companies that are making money in the EV market right now. So they still have a big advantage there. The other thing though is this robo taxi. How much is that going to do well? I mean, a lot of people are worried about how much are they going to be able to ramp up. Well, they actually have the ability to ramp up in a much faster way than Waymo did, who has a big lead right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things out there that could help the stock, but you have to be a believer, and it's a little bit harder with the lack of guidance they're getting right now.
Yeah, let's talk more about this robo-taxi, because Musk is brilliant. There's no question about that. He's revolutionary, and he has ambitious plans. But what about this pilot going on in Texas? Is it going to be enough of a major growth driver, or are people concerned this is more hype than substance?
That is the concern, but as you say, betting against Elon Musk has not been a very good, very, very profitable venture for many years now. But I do agree with you. I mean, it wasn't a rollout in Texas, what they did in Austin, Texas. It was really just a demonstration, and I think it's going to be very tough for them to meet this $1 billion number that he had said previously about having how many robo-taxis they'd have out by the end of next year. And so this wait and see attitude is going to take a little bit longer, and therefore I think people are going to be willing to believe in him, but are they really going to be willing to pay up? And I think the stock has to come down further to show that.
You know, one thing that Elon Musk did say, that he's back working 7 days a week, refocused on Tesla, and that is surely what investors want to hear. But is it going to be enough? Let's talk about his distractions. He's got SpaceX, that's a wild card. And do you think he's kicking himself about this relationship with Donald Trump? Because that could take on a life of its own. Donald Trump can hold on to a grudge.
Well, that's true, but and we'll see what happens in the future. But I think that as time goes on, the one thing he has been able to juggle a lot of these different things in the air without much of a problem until it came to this whole thing with the Doge committee, and this is, he's stepped away from that completely, and so therefore I think it's something people should continue to bet on, but not aggressively. I think you need to get be a little bit more of a show me situation, and wait till we really see what's going on with the AI and robotics, and see if this robo-taxi is going to ramp up anywhere near as quickly as he's trying to declare right now.
Yeah, Matthew, there's no question Musk finds himself in unfamiliar territory. Thank you so much for your insight.
Thanks, Sean.